Hey, what is up, guys? RichHomieQuinn back here, and we're going to be discussing sort of how to rotate and position yourself on a good layer endgame. We're going to be talking about endgame as a generality, and then we're going to be specifically be looking at how to play a good layer. I hope you guys are having a great day, had a great weekend of FNCS, as the solos were really fun to watch, and I also played myself. There's a solo cash cup today, so definitely looking and watching this session is going to be helping you guys out. So specifically, we're going to be looking at Benji Fishy and sort of how he played so spectacular this weekend. This weekend, he got a first on Saturday, and on Sunday, he got second place, and overall, he got first $15,000 in EU. How you guys doing today? How you guys doing? So we're going to be hopping into game 2 to start it off. Game 1, he didn't really make it end game, so we're not going to be looking at that one, but we're going to be hopping into game 2. Alrighty. You guys are doing good? That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Alrighty. So we're going to be hopping into the end game, see what's happening. Hey, what's up, Bala? How you doing? Got the goat himself in the chat. Alrighty. Pause it real quick and then regroup on to Benji. Sort of see where he is at here. Come on, Benji. Wait, is he not popping up? My eyes are for sure just passing his name. There he is. I was looking for a B. It was an N or a G. Alright. So we're sort of gonna be watching it from this part. So he ends up getting an impact frag here, and he has really, really good mats. Half and half out has sort of just shown. So we're gonna see where he sort of rotates from half and half out. So first moving pulls up. So when first moving pulls up, you sort of have to, rotate towards that area. If you don't have a launch pad, that's exactly what he's doing. He's using these old wood that he got off this kill to sort of rotate early. So we're going to be specifically looking at how he chooses his layer and what maybe didn't work out for him when it came to this game, as he only got 19th place. Stream laggy? Is the stream laggy for you guys? Let me know. Screen froze. I don't have any lag on my end, but let me know if you guys are lagging. How you guys doing? No lag? Okay, thank you. Alright, so when he's instantly rotating this first layer, he ends up changing up his elevation. So Benji is a player that usually likes to go for high ground, especially with his current mats. He usually likes to play for the win, and so that usually involves him playing a little bit higher up. He ends up getting boom bowed right here, which is going to cause his rotate to sort of slow down a little bit. He's going to be rotating ahead, making sure he blocks off his back. So this is something that he does pretty often, is that Benji is really good at conserving his mats based off of doing the stair rotate, right? So he uses a stair rotate to sort of avoid, having to do a full-on tarp. He ends up getting beamed. We're going to go back a little bit right here. I switched players on accident. Let's go right over here. So we're going to go back on Benji, and we're going to sort of see how he gets beamed, but what he sort of does to adjust. He killed Benji, good stuff. Alright, so he ends up getting bowed here. He has 3 floppers, so his inventory is really good to sort of win this game. So the stair rotate, save mats. And then there's a player in front of him, right? A lot of people they don't know how to play when there is a player in front of them. So, the option is, stay on the layer, go up a layer, or go down a layer. So he decides to, change his elevation up. And this is what he sort of does a lot. Instead of going down into a layer he doesn't know, he could sort of see above the player, and so he ends up going above him. But he ends up getting beamed in the back here. He's going to be able to, sort of make a tarp, readjust, real heal up. But this heal sort of puts him on backside of zone, so we're going to see how he's going to rotate from here. A little bit of lag right here. So he ends up dropping down a little bit. So again, he's doing that stair rotate, getting ahead of zone, or trying to. So this is what Benji does most of the time. So a lot of people, you know, they sort of play a little bit passive endgame. Benji doesn't do that. So Benji, whenever someone's close to him on his lair, he sort of plays aggressive on the player who's on his lair, just to sort of force him off, or also to get, like, you know, a tag to see if he's low, or maybe to get some of that scavenge loot, since there is, you know, those minis and big pots on the floor right there. So that would be something that he was trying to play towards. He doesn't get the wall, so he just ends up, you know, disengaging from that fight. He probably assumes that player is going to be healthy since he didn't go for a mini or anything like that. So sort of those indications made him not want to fight that fight. So Benji ends up, again, changing his layer up. He ends up rotating in. He's using this right-hand side rotate of the circle, so he doesn't have to build a wall to his right. Boxes in as he's in zone. How to get to endgame? We could definitely talk about that here soon, Draco. If that is a topic that you guys want, just let me know. Again, so he's using this stair rotate. So this stair rotate, I sort of just want to emphasize how it's really good to do the stair rotate when there is no one in front of you. So a lot of people, they don't know when to do this stair rotate that Benji is doing. This stair rotate is really good when you're sort of getting ahead of zone, because if you aren't ahead of zone, and let's say there is a person like right in front of Benji right here, you know, he can easily shoot him while he's doing the stair rotate. But since Benji has a clear sight and there's no one in front of him, this stair rotate, you know, saves a lot of mats and is pretty useful just because he can't really get held. I think there's an instance in the next couple of games we're going to be going over that he does, you know, sort of get targeted or shot because of the stair rotate. So again, he's doing the stair rotate, staying ahead of zone here. He gets RPG'd here. So I'm going to be going back in the game and to sort of show what happens here. So Benji ends up getting onto a bad layer, not because he moves, but because of the players around him moves. Tips on not getting nervous and choking in endgame. So specifically on that, I think if you prepare yourself and you practice before, you usually don't choke because you know what situation you're going to be in, is what I recommend. So just making sure that you play scrims is probably the best way. Also making sure that you eat before, and you don't do energy drinks and get shaky. So Benji is not on second height, right? So he ends up being, like, you know, below second height. But what happens is that the people above him that were second height ends up getting sprayed out, so they end up dropping down. And so Benji ends up becoming the second height here, which gets him targeted from high ground. So usually you don't want to be second height, because the guy on high ground is usually most of the time going to be seeing his threats, and his threats is the closest person next to him, and so that's going to be Benji. So Benji gets, you know, targeted not just because, you know, the person thinks he's low, but more of the fact that this guy just wants to get, you know, people away from him as he wants to win that game. So Benji ends up getting RPG'd once. This guy sends another RPG in and then ends up knocking down Benji right there. Benji ends up, you know, trying to go for a frag. He doesn't get anything, unfortunately. He gets some more placement as he does have a flopper, so he ends up getting 19th. Doesn't die outside that top 20 range, but he ends up running out of mats. Wasn't able to get an impact, but mainly the reason why, you know, he was put in such a bad position was because he was that second height, and he didn't really realize that he was that second height. How can you take height? We will be discussing that in this session. We have a perfect example of that. So let's see what else I wrote down here. So yeah, that was basically all of that. Benji's mats are also pretty low. He wasn't really able to get too many impact frags because of sort of where he was at. He tried to go for some, you know, plays onto players, but it didn't really result in any kills. So he also positioned himself sort of higher because he did have those floppers, but he wasn't really able to use them when it comes to anything other than, you know, him healing up because he sort of got damaged. All right, so learn face away retakes for easy height. Definitely, you know, they're definitely useful. So I'm gonna be hopping in the next game. So the next game is gonna be game 3. So we're also gonna sort of show how he, you know, ends up being successful in game and not dying at 19th. Because right there, the main reason why he died was just because he was low on mats, and also he was sort of at that second height range. It was sort of, you know, put him in a really bad position. But in this game, he actually ends up clutching up. You know, somewhere. Yeah, I'm gonna be running customs after the session. What does frag mean? So a frag means like a kill, right? An impact frag is a is a kill that you need to get so you can get some mats or some more loot. Let's say like you're low on mats, you're low on health. You know, an impact frag is a frag that you get onto a player that puts yourself at a better position than you were before. That sort of makes sense. How's everyone's day? My day's great, Oscar. I hope your day is doing amazing too. It's a hunger attack. How you doing? I love everyone, Lexa. Alright, so I'm going to hop on Benji again. Let's not go past them this time. The points were showing up yesterday, which made it easier to find Benji. But here we go. So Benji ends up getting half and half out here. We're going to speed ahead. How do you play customs? I'll explain that after the lesson's over for today. Again, if you guys are just now tuning in, I'm sort of talking about how to rotate endgame when it comes to moving zones and sort of how to position yourself on a good layer or where you should, you know, sort of be looking. It's a Scream Echo. What amount of mats should I go for an impact? See, that's a great question, Caldo. Usually around 200 is a great time. So I think we actually have an instance of where he sort of goes for an impact. So he ends up getting 2 kills here. You know, they were pretty free. But again, kills are kills. He ends up getting an AR kill right here. Doesn't have a harpoon. I think he does have one below him, but that's really all. So we're going to be speeding ahead. So first movement's coming in here. He does have a pad. So he ends up doing a high pad. Let's see sort of where he positions himself, right? So some people position themselves at the floor when they pad. You know, he ends up going for this higher elevation because maybe he wants to go for a high ground in the future game, right? So he sort of positions himself at a higher layer because he wants to go for that high ground. And again, so he does have height here, but he doesn't want to keep it because there's so many other people launch padding that might launch pad on him. How many times have you guys, you know, had high ground and then there's a guy in the air that glides on you and then 50-50s you, right? That's like one of the worst things. And you end up dying, you know, not getting too many placement points. So Benji, the smart player he is, he's not going for that high ground early so he doesn't get his game thrown by another player. When should I high pad? You know, they're all very situational. You know, hopefully I can go over a lesson when it comes to what are different types of pads and how to, you know, sort of pad in future pro guides. How do you watch replays? If you go into the competitive and then click under the matches, you can go click on specific games. So he's doing right now. So Benji is playing by this rule that I sort of play by. So it's called like the 2 box rule. So you see how there's like a box space right here. So there's 1 box right here and then 2 boxes to this guy. You know, that's how he sort of plays. He doesn't want anyone to be in 1 box range of him, like right on his walls. So he keeps that distance and forces anyone off of him that doesn't want it. And also look at the stair rotate. You see, you know, he's really preserving his mats by not placing a wall with the stair. You know, sometimes it's risky, but at the time it's a good play. So this guy gets on his wall, so he instantly pressures this guy. Ends up changing his elevation up. Again, I always see Benji go up elevation instead of dropping down elevation. And notice how he had some people in front of his layer, so he's going to be getting up here. Again, so there's a guy to his right, so he changes elevation up again. So he's on a layer of his own at the moment. He's also in zone right here. All right, so he sees this guy that's really close to him. He instantly pressures this guy. You know, he's also trying to look for an impact right now. Doesn't really get his wall first try, and so he doesn't overcommit on it. You know, so he tries to get his wall in the first couple of seconds and doesn't get it. So he ends up pumping this guy or attacking this guy for like 30 damage, and then he tries to go for a wall replace, but the wall doesn't place right where he wants it. He places it behind the person, and so he realizes that and then says, oh, my wall is on this side, this player isn't going to be ready for it. Ends up going for the edit and then gets shot in the back, so he isn't able to get that frag, unfortunately. But the whole thought process of what Benji was trying to do is really, really good. So when he's going for a wall, or when he sees a player, he shoots his tack once or his pump once and then goes for an instant wall replace. He doesn't shoot his tack and try to shoot his tack again. He goes for the instant, like, piece management, basically. When should you edit play someone? We'll see some instances of that in this. All right, so Benji, he sort of is going for an impact, like a, you know, an impact play, because he doesn't have too many mats left. He only has 17 mats left, so he ends up playing his floppers. So this is what usually happens when you're at a point where you only have so many mats left. You know, you don't want to be playing floppers when you have 0 mats. You sort of want to be going for a play when you have 200 mats ish. So that's what he's going for right now. So he ends up deciding to play floppers. He has really good vision. He sees that this guy drops down right here. So he's going to be ramping on up. Get behind this guy. And just because of the audio and how hectic it is in these end games and how nervous people are, you know, you could usually get away with this, believe it or not. And he just full on sneaks up on that guy. You know, that guy maybe needs a new headset, but you know, he just wasn't expecting it. And I think that was the main thing, was he wasn't expecting it. And look at how he just persistently pushes that guy right there, which is pretty insane. There's a vortex. When you use different tunnels, so it all depends on where zone rotates and how much mats you have, right? So let's say you have a lot of mats, then you want to, you know, maybe do more full tunnels. Let's say you're low on mats, maybe you want to do more stair-tarps or whatnot. So Benji just ends up railing the rest of this end game. He ends up staying on high ground. He plays it really well, even though he does have 0 builds right here. He keeps being persistent on getting mats and whatnot, and he ends up not getting the kill, but ends up getting the mats off the play right there, which is gonna allow him to win the end game. So the main thing that won him that game was getting us back to that very start of the, you know, his lair was right here, right? So he put himself at a sort of higher layer, which allowed him to ramp up and get that high ground on this player and end up sneaking up on him. So, you know, Benji puts himself at a higher layer versus you don't really see him on low ground so far. You know, Benji, not really too much of a mid/low ground player. You know, he likes to play towards that high ground, high mid layer, and he's just gonna end up getting a grappler off a kill, winning the game. We're gonna sort of speed it up a little bit since none of this is, you know, anything too crazy. He ends up having a grappler on high ground. We could watch it from his point of view, just so we could see sort of what happens here. Since he does do a really good job on, you know, trying to frag out and get kills here. How do you fly up and replay? So it's Q and E on keyboard. What guns should you have endgame? So it really depends, you know. I like having, you know, an AR endgame is really nice, but again, SMGs are you know, pretty useful just because of how close it could be in endgame. He ends up getting that kill through Storm, and then he ends up playing heal off against his last player. What are good places to land in arena? Usually outskirts. If you're trying to go for points, you know, try not to get into too many W key areas is really important. Ends up doing a great job grappling away, playing his floppers. He has 4 floppers, so no matter what, he wins the heal off. So instead of making it sort of like a 50-50 shot, he sort of, you know, just goes for an AR shot, gets the tag, and allows the player to die to Storm. Should you use right-click to select edits if you have edit on release? Right-click to select edit. I mean, it's preference. It's definitely preference. We're going to be hopping into the next game. Again, if you guys are just now tuning in, boys, we are sort of discussing Benji Fishy when it comes to how he sort of rotates endgame and sort of, let's see, what game should we hop onto? And sort of how he sort of positions himself layer-wise. Because all players are different when it comes to how they sort of play, if it's on that high ground, that mid ground, or low ground. And Benji's more of a high/mid ground player. Alrighty. Alright, yeah, so we're going to be hopping into game 4 here. What's the best way to stay unnoticed endgame? The best way to stay unnoticed endgame would have to probably be, you know, rotating early and playing in hard mats, right? If you're playing in wood, sometimes that gets you a little bit more focus. So making sure that, you know, you stay towards that area of, you know, staying ahead and just being under brick or metal is really important. Maybe playing in cones and stuff like that too. When is class tomorrow? I don't know. I do not know. How do you mentally train yourself for endgame? By playing scrims. You know, there's so many scrim discords. You know, taking advantage of all that is really important. All right, so we're gonna keep an eye on Benji's inventory right here. So he has, you know, his mats are pretty decent. He has a Scar, SMG, TAC, 6 minis to go with it too. So this is half and half out. I'm sort of just going to be speeding ahead until we get to first moving to sort of see how Benji plays that. How can I see Benji's replays? I'll show you after this game. Is it useful to have scroll wheel used now? Yeah, if you're a mouse and keyboard player, you should have scroll wheel reset. If you guys are not using scroll wheel reset, I definitely recommend to try it out. It might be difficult for the first 2 days, but You know, it's something that's really easy to get used to. All right, so zone ends up sort of pulling towards him. He's only at 40 builds, so he's gonna need a impact sooner than later. So we're just gonna sort of see how he goes for that. Again, so since he is ahead of zone, he's gonna be holding players that need to rotate towards him. How to get more points in Contender League? Just sort of, you know, playing placement, hiding in bushes, you know, is the best way. Alrighty. Wait, where did my mouses go? Oh, my mouse just disappeared there. I don't know why. Alright, sorry for that. Right there. I'm going to speed back up to that engagement. I don't know why. My mouse has disappeared. It was a Jackson. How do you not get focused during endgame? You know, I'll sort of show you what Benji sort of does. So what Benji does, instead of himself, you know, getting focused, he focuses everyone near him. So he sort of pushes players away from him just because of how aggressive he is on players. So we'll sort of show that in this game. So again, so this guy gets close to him, right? What does he do? He doesn't just allow him to go by. You know, he needs that impact sooner than later, so he's looking for it right now. And he just, you know, tries to box him in, edits him down, and then ends up getting the kill too. So now his mats are looking pretty nice. He ends up dropping his purple tack for purple pump. What do you guys like in the chat? Do you guys like tacks or pumps? You know, he could be picking up the pump just for the fact he does have that RPG. He has that golden scar to sort of complement it. Going for pump RPG is really, really useful. All right, see, it's more 50-50. I like them both, you know. There's definitely certain circumstances where they are both really useful and have advantages. All right, so again, Benji is changing his elevation higher and higher. So he sees people, or he sees builds in front of him, and he wants to sort of get into his old build, so he goes up higher here. He ends up, you know, recycling these old builds too, which is going to be saving some mats. Ends up getting shot at. Notice how he's also building with wood. And then he's going to end up boxing up in brick right here, right? So he uses that wood. So he has really good mat management when it's sort of what types of builds he should be using. So he uses wood on the rotate 2 zone. And then he boxes up with those hard builds, that metal, that brick, you know, just so he can't get harpooned into, can't get sprayed easily. So there's 2 players on his layer. 1 player to his left, 1 player to his right. Let's see what he's going to do here. He's sort of looking for an impact, it looks like. So he tries to go for a pump and then, you know, place a wall, but he ends up walling himself off as he was a little bit too far. And then, look it, instead of him staying on this layer, he changes up his layer right here before. So you can't really get coned off right here. And he boxes up again with hard mats. He then looks for an impact right here. Ends up missing a circle right there, which maybe missed him out, or made him miss the kill. Let's go see. Let's get in zone pull. Alright, so this is a really beautiful play right here. So he edits, and then he instantly cones. You know, a lot of people that go for an edit, and then they shoot their shotgun, but Benji is sort of thinking ahead. You know, he's going to be able to catch this guy off guard, but he also wants to, you know, sort of not allow this player to, you know, ramp him off or something like that. So, you know, that should honestly, you know, be a 200 pump, but he only hits him for 100, and then he hits him for 36 with a AR. Maybe he should have placed a wall and then gone for the pump. You know, that is obviously looking at hindsight. But Benji had a really good play there, so that guy couldn't stare him off. He ends up trying to look for an impact right here, but he ends up losing track of this guy, which sort of puts him in a bad position. So Benji has 17 builds right now, and he's going to be looking for an impact frag. What's the best way to improve mechanics? Creative box fighting, Kovaxing, you know, just playing the game a lot too. So he ends up getting a kill right here. Gets the mats, has 2 floppers. So sort of, again, you know, there's people on his layer. Where does he go? He always edits up in. You know, not saying that this is the best thing to do in every circumstance, but it definitely works out for Benji. So maybe implementing some stuff that works for Benji into your own play style and try it out and see how it works, and it will make you maybe a better player. How to find the perfect sensitivity? It's all preference, Echo. The best thing to do when it comes to sensitivity is definitely sticking with one for a long time to see how it is. Because if you switch your sensitivity every single day, you know, you won't get used to it no matter how good you are. So Benji sort of forces this fight because he has floppers. He's like, you know, I'm not going to be able to rotate to the next zone with the amount of mats I have right now. So I'm sort of going to be going for that fight because I have some floppers. Ends up getting a kill here. It's 4 floppers. So now he's rotating his zone. Let's sort of see how he flopper plays this. Ends up going up here. 3 more floppers. And then he unfortunately gets beamed from high ground. I think it was a player with skies. So let's see what Benji sort of could have done right here. Maybe if he played a little bit closer to the wall, he wouldn't have gotten beamed. But this guy on high ground had really good awareness that someone could be doing a flopper play and made sure to take out that threat as soon as possible. I could have definitely see Benji maybe even winning the game right there from that circumstance because he did have 3 more floppers to get into the zone. But unfortunately for him, the high ground player sort of, you know, was in his face or whatnot. So, you know, that could be a disadvantage of sort of coming out on top of his builds. Maybe if he played through all these old builds, he would have that protection from that high ground. You know, it's obviously looking at it in hindsight, but, you know, I think him playing too close to the wall, too, could have maybe stopped the spray. But, again, it's skies on high ground, you know. So, it's sort of rough. All right, so we're going to hop into one more game. Is that Mitro? That's Mitro? Oh, okay. You see, I'm an NA West player, and I played yesterday. I ended up getting 30th overall. So if you guys sort of want to know more about me, that's sort of, you know, I'm not just a random player that coaches. I play myself, so that's why I feel like I offer a different perspective because actually I compete with you, you know, with you guys or whatnot. Nice, Quinn. I was watching live. Hey, much love, Rare Shadow. How can I improve with 90 ping? You sort of just have to be slower. You know, you can't, you know, be a clicks. You can't be a booga. You know, you sort of just have to slow yourself down and, you know, play placement, sort of. You got 100 or 330th on West. Hey, it's all good, brother. You got reboot round. You know, if you just practice and address what you did wrong, work on what you need to get better with, man. You know, you got a week of practice. So everyone that didn't make it is going to be discouraged, right? So take advantage of that and just work on yourself. All right, so we're going to be watching this final end game before we hop into customs, boys. You guys want to play some customs today? How you guys looking? Mats to push high in 50-50. So it almost is never worth taking high ground in 50-50 zone unless if your game is dead. If your game only has like 15 players, taking height early is sometimes good, but in these stack lobbies, you do not want to take height in 50-50. What servers we'll talk about? Hey, what's up, Fluvek? Yeah, I will be live on Twitch after this. How to play more aggro? Well, Benji's the perfect definition of how to play more aggro. You know, Benji gets a kill here or two mid game most of the time, but he gets most of the kills end game. As you can see, he ends up getting a win with 9 kills in this game. So it's really important what he's sort of doing here is that he's pressuring high ground, since with this inventory that he has right now, he's going to be, you know, going for high ground in the future. So he sort of wants to grief the person who's currently high ground. Another important thing, when you have an RPG end game, make sure to use the RPGs as much as possible because it's really hard to get an RPG out end game, just because, you know, the reload time and you have to rotate with zone and zone coming back and forth. So making sure that you use your rockets sooner than later is really important, just so you can try to get the full use out of it. Am I a pro? Yes, I have $20,000 earned solo. I played at TwitchCon and got $6,000 there. What's 50-50? So 50-50 zone is the zone that's it's half circle, so it's the one that's halfway out, halfway into storm. Benji ends up getting beamed through his wood tarp here, but he doesn't panic. He doesn't go for heals. He sort of goes for a short launch, so he doesn't get beamed out of the sky too. He's gonna be going for an instant heal right now. He's only left onto wood, so he's gonna need another impact right here. So again, you know, what is Benji gonna do here? Benji's sort of looking around, seeing where players are at. Benji's gonna most likely be going up, ramping up another layer, as we could see from his recent habits. You see, there he goes, man. Right when he rotates, you know, he puts himself a little bit higher onto a less contested layer. All right, now this is a beautiful play right here. So he sees this guy overextending in this box right here. And then he just goes into the guy's box right here. You know, I like to call that the epic will strat. You know, just getting into your face. So making sure that you don't peek out of a triangle edited and just be peeking out of windows is really important in endgame, because, you know, this is something that I see becoming more and more prevalent, is just sort of getting into your box, since you don't have to worry about traps anymore, right? That's exactly what he does. Which region is the best? It's all perspective. You know, I think NA East and E are definitely on the top. How can you take height? We'll see how he takes height this game. You know, really depends. So he ends up getting in his zone here again, rotating with wood, boxing up in hard mats. He ends up getting zone back on his old tarp, so he's going to take advantage of that. All right, so this is a really good strat. So he ends up doing this thing where the cone doesn't break, and he tries to RPG this guy down, and then instantly combos it with a shotgun shot, and then closes his own wall. So that guy has no chance of getting a traded shot on him. You know, it's really, like, you know, simple, but, you know, it's actually really complex at the same time. So he ends up playing this right-hand side of zone. He has his RPG to sort of pressure anyone off on any of his layers. He hears this guy get cracked in front of him, so then he exploits into his box. And why does he exploit in on the Wolfies? You know, it's probably because he has that golden tack, right? You know, he probably only needs one good shot on the guy and it gets really good. So now he gets RPG'd into someone's box, you know. A lot of people panic in this situation, right? So Benji doesn't, though. He addresses that the floor is wood, and so he pickaxes down and builds a floor above him. He ends up getting the grappler off of Wolfies, right? What is the best high ground retake? I mean, there's tons of high ground retakes, you know. It's just certain ones are good in certain circumstances. I'm not good at editing. What should I do to get better? Just sort of practicing. All right, so we're gonna speed this up real quick, boys. So Benji ends up just getting pressured or whatnot, and he ends up healing up. He ends up taking high ground with his grappler and his floppers here. So we're just gonna see this right now. And again, you know, he just sort of ends up winning this game because he gets the grappler off this guy. He ends up getting boxed up, being pushed down, being pushed down, being pushed down. Notice how he doesn't overcommit for high ground. You know, he realized that he can get it later in the game, so he's gonna be looking for that. Gets an impact right there, a guy in edge zone. Just trying to speed ahead a little bit as we are sort of running out of time. Zone ends up pulling back. He realizes since zone pulls back, there's going to be old builds in zone. So he ends up going for a high gun right here again. Speeding ahead, doesn't get it. There's those old builds because zone pulls back. Doesn't get it again. You know, the grappler player is one of the most annoying players in game. So making sure that you know, address whoever's holding the grappler and just make sure you spray and grief their game as much as possible is really, really important. So he ends up hitting a nasty shot right here, getting the kill onto Legendary Fury. Got some of his floppers, and then finally he's going to be able to take height with his grappler, as the player on high ground actually ends up getting like patted on or something like that. Benji gets hit low, and notice how, you know, Benji knows he's not going to win the heal off, so he has to sort of pressure his opponents that are near him for that 50 HP, since he does need that siphon if he wants to win the game. So he hits that guy for 26 white, and he knows that that person's taking storm ticks, so he's just going to win the heal off. So again, so when you're low on the high ground, make sure to sort of, you know, look for an impact, because you're not going to win the heal off. So Benji was playing for the win, dropping down, trying to third party the 1v1 at the bottom, and winning that situation. How do you grow YouTube? Just being consistent with uploads. How do I get smarter overall? VOD reviewing yourself and other players. Definitely watching ProGuides definitely helps too. All right, so the people who did ask, so you want to go to compete, go to click event details, then you want to click on the session, go to session leaderboard, and then go over the name and do match history. And then if you double click on any of these matches, you can watch all of them. So that's how you sort of watch the VODs the same way that I was. So hopefully that helped you guys out. We're going to be doing some solo arena, boys. What regions are we right now? What do you guys want to do? NA East, EU, NA West? What's my Twitch? It's RichHomieQuinn. How do I stay calm in endgame? I just sort of breathe, man. I take some time. I go deep breath, man, and it really does calm me down. All right, seems like we have a good amount of East players. I think most of Europe players are playing in the solo cash cup right now. Is the solo cash cup happening for EU right now? So I think we're gonna be doing NA East. I'm at NA West, so I'm gonna be playing on high ping. But hopefully, you know, the people from EU don't mind playing on high ping too. So there are gonna be no rules. This is gonna be solo arena. I gotta switch my region over to NA East. Alrighty, boys. So I'm gonna be putting the code in the chat. So we're gonna be hopping on over to BAM, play with Pro. All right. So the code is going to be Quinn1. So QUINN1. No capitalizations at all. We're going to be aiming for 100 players. Hopefully we can get 100. Your OCE, hey, much love from all the people in OCE. But we're going to be doing NA East for these customs. When do I get floppers? Usually early game is the best play, Clayson. You know, getting floppers could be really based off of where you sort of land. So making sure that you land somewhere, you know, where you can get fish is really important. If that's something that you want to do. Best sense for a small mouse pad. So that would probably be higher sense, Kevin. You know, and maybe look at a pro. If any pro sort of plays on like a smaller mouse pad, try to copy their sensitivity. Can I explain dead side? I actually, I did do a video on dead side. So dead side is going to be the least populated side of zone. So let's say zone pulls to the hard left. You know, the people that are on the hard left already are going to be going sort of more center. So that hard left is going to be sort of, you know, the more dead side because they are all focused on going center. I'll sort of explain it a little bit more in game as it's easier to understand. Thank you guys for helping me out in chat by just saying the code for the people. This is NA East. The code is Quinn1, QUINN1. Can I gift a winner? I don't know what I would do exactly. Let's say you do win. Maybe I can drop you a sub on YouTube if that's what you guys want. Is that what you guys want? You guys want a RichHomieQuinn sub? Nah, that's what we can do if that's what you guys want, man. Where do I put the code? So you choose your game mode, and then at the bottom right, it's gonna say custom matchmaking. You click on that, and that's where you put the code at. How do I improve? You're on PC and you're stuck. You suck. You're Division 3, meep. Hey, you know, it doesn't matter where you're at right now. It matters where you're at in the next couple of weeks, right? Improvement is all that matters. So it's making sure that you focus what you need help with. If that, you know, let's say like your mechanics aren't the greatest, you aren't the best at building, hop into creative, PG creative, warriors or whatnot, and that will help you out in the long run. Hey, what's up, Slins? Any tips for console? Dude, console players are insane. You guys are insane, man. I tried playing on PS4, mouse and keyboard, and you guys destroyed me, man. So, I don't know too much about, you know, settings when it comes to console or whatnot. So I'm not gonna speak too much, but you know, just you know, looking at another pro or whatnot, and sort of seeing what they do is gonna be really useful. So I'm gonna be blocking my screen. I'm gonna be dropping somewhere on the map. Definitely not agency. Going to hook up a YouTube sub. What am I doing? We're doing solo customs right now. If you guys do want to do solo customs, then we're gonna do one more game after this. Am I friends with Keith Allen? I'm not personal friends with Keith Allen, but Keith Allen's a wonderful guy, man. He makes amazing videos. Tips to improve aim on console? Probably lower sense, Pascal. How do I not use all my mats with one guy? Maybe you're trying to build fight. Maybe trying to sort of force a fight into a box fight with less your amount of mats usage, you know, versus build fighting like Phase Way, cranking the 90s. Yeah, I play with a bunch of competitive players, pro players, you know, Epic Will, Scented, Edgy, 40R. All those people, you know, I'm chill with. They're always in my chat showing me love. Try to get jump shots. You want me to do a trick shot on someone this game? How to get an easy tournament? I don't know what you mean exactly. How does reboot round work? If you go on Aussie Antics Twitter, he explains it perfectly. I don't really know too much about it, so I don't want to give you guys the wrong information. Ooh, little L2, eh? Little L2. No, I did all that just not to be able to finish it out. Pirates fan, I'm a Dodgers fan. I just wear a bunch of hats. Advice for aim, lower sense the better. You know, it's just preference though when it comes down to it. Ooh, there's a lot of people around me. So I'm going to be playing for that end game. So I'm going to try not to get into too many engagements. So our lesson today was sort of choosing like a good layer when it comes to end game and sort of how to play end game. I'm going to be implementing some of Benji's playstyle into mine, as I think it is a really, you know, good playstyle. As you know, he got first and second on EU, the hardest servers to get first and second on. Yeah, you have an underrated drop. Hey, that's good, True. You can't be telling the secrets though, man. You gotta keep those secrets to yourself. You feel? See, I don't know if I win this fight. Like, I don't know how low this guy is. Hook me up, brother. Thank you, shooter. Okay. I think that guy was actually trying to get away from someone. Let's go, boys. 2 kills. How many kills do you guys think I'm getting this game? Thank you. Whoever brought me the care package right there, the friendly care package, I appreciate you guys. This is your landing spot? Hey, okay. I see you. I might run into you in the tournaments. You better watch out. Tips for mid-game fights? Yeah, you just gotta... So whenever you want to mid-game fight someone, you have to have an advantage on someone. If that means, you know, having high ground or having like a beam. Let's say like I shoot this guy, I hit him for 100. You know, I break his shields and everything. That's a good fight to take because you have an advantage on that player. You know, if you just fight someone just to fight someone and you haven't done anything to the guy, you know, what's going to really put you at advantage to win that fight? You know, you don't want to grief each other's games. I might want to third party this fight. I sort of want to play for the end game. This area is really crowded today. I don't know why. I'm just gonna play for that end game. Ooh, how did I take fall damage there? Come on, game. This is actually a really cool idea. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, brother. How can you fight W keys? You just allow them to W key you, man. Like, alright. So let's say I'm getting W keyed. The best thing to do is just to fight the W keyer back instead of just running the whole time. Since if you run the whole time, you sort of grief your own game, right? So making sure that you play aggressive on someone who's playing aggressive on you already is really, really important. So you can have that advantage of, you know, not being griefed yourself. How to sweat? You just gotta, you know, good super try hard. Is keyboard and mouse on PS4 worth? I would say no. You know, does anyone use PS4? Oh gosh, all these friend requests. Let's get it. Oh, don't save that. Hopefully this doesn't get me killed. Auto decline on. All right. So for this game, you know, if you guys do win, and I see the winner, you know, we sort of talked about is 10.7 low on 400 DPI. That is not low. It's not high. I think that's in the middle, right? Because what would that be on 800? 800, that would be like, that is actually pretty low. I would say that was low. Controller or keyboard and mouse? I think, you know, they're 50-50. There's great controller players and there's great keyboard and mouse players, you know. I feel like we're at a state where, you know, there's certain advantages for each of them. How to play aggressive? you know, playing aggressive isn't just like, you know, W keying everyone who you see. It's sort of, you know, just playing confident and engaging fights instead of being engaged on, I guess, if that makes sense. How do you W key and get loads of kills in tournaments? It's difficult, man. You know, everyone wants to do exactly what you said right there, right? Everyone wants to W key, but, you know, the issue is executing it. Is ProGuides free? You know, they do have some stuff that costs. You know, I'm saying, you know, a lot. I don't know why, man. A little bit more money. But they do have YouTube, which is free. That's exactly what you guys are getting right now. You guys are getting some nice content, man. So take advantage of what ProGuides offers you guys. How do you deal with getting targeted? Just making sure that you don't position yourself in a bad position is the best way of not getting targeted. And let me show you guys a little secret right here, okay? I bet none of you guys know the secret right here, but I'm gonna leak it on stream. Oh, look at that. A little sneaky chest right there that you can actually get that's underground. So now you guys know something that you can show your friends. Which tunnels do I recommend endgame? I like stair tarps. You guys knew that? Okay, okay. Some of you guys did. Some of you guys did. I'm surprised, actually. I don't know if this is going to stop me. Oh, no. That's a rip. I'm sad now. That sucks that you can't get a henchman chest because you can't disguise in zone. Do you like no jump 90s? You know, they have advantages, but sometimes they're hard to pull off, right? You know, they're better, but at the same time they're more difficult to do. So being more consistent is difficult. I didn't mean to scan. So I'm maybe taking a little bit of storm here just so I can loot the rest of this, maybe get a heavy snipe. So this is something that I do when I play my solos, is that I tank storm, and just so I can loot some extra stuff or whatnot. You have mechanics. You've seen the brain in game sense. Well, definitely watching ProGuides videos. You learn a lot of things watching Bala. You know, all those people that give you guys informational content. Take advantage of it. How to aim good? Aiming is so when I aim, I sort of think. You gotta sort of like pre-fire, if that makes sense. Wait, does someone get the vault key and not get the vault? Oh my goodness. What is happening, guys? What are you guys doing? Someone's trolling. When should you pad? If I get a pad, I'll explain. But it's pretty situational when it comes to when you should pad, as you don't want to get beamed out of the sky. I think the biggest thing is how should you pad, right? That's where a lot of people struggle. If they should high pad, low pad. Is there no bandy gun? Oh my, the one time I want a bandy gun, I don't get a bandy gun. That's always how it is. Can I show you my spot and tell you what I think about it, True? Yeah, if you want to send me a DM on Twitter, if you guys ever, you know, want some extra help or whatnot, just send me a DM on Twitter or drop me a follow on my my Twitch or my YouTube. Go Pump, I got it, guys. Don't worry. Good comms, I got you. I should have probably used the slurpfish and held minis, right? Oh, we are getting stream sniped. Oh, stream sniper down, boys. That is, I don't know. You guys are amazing, man. Hey, shout out to Cuffy. Hooking it up with the grappler. I appreciate it. We have no extra shields though. We have too good of an inventory right now. Does ProGuides have a Discord server? Do they? I think they do. I'm pretty sure they do. I think it might actually be in this video description link. You know, ProGuides has all their links and stuff under the live stream right now. So if you guys do want to check that out, that's where it will be. They do. How do you get a 20 bomb? It's difficult, man. But it's just you know, hitting your shots and W keying and ending fights early and having good loot. Stop panicking. Like how to stop panicking? Just breathe, man. Just don't stress yourself out. Believe in yourself. Am I wearing the hat for ProGuides? Exactly. And the P on my hat stands for ProGuides. Some guy got smashed by the upgrade station, looks like. Alright, so someone was asking about Deadside. I did do a session on Deadside. So Deadside zone would be Steamy's stacks right now. Because of, you know, the people that are Steamy are going to be going towards the center area. So if I rotate towards Steamy right now, it's going to be, you know, less populated just because no one's going to be there. And we found a llama. We've gotten the grappler from Cuppy. And now we got a llama. Okay, I'll take it. Got some minis off that. My loot is OP. I am getting blessed this game. Is one flopper better than 3 med kits? What do you guys think? 1 flopper or 3 med kits? I mean, it depends. Let's say your early game, definitely the med kits. But if you're end game, you should pick up the flopper because it's really hard to get a med kit off unless if you're, you know, pretty good at time management and getting ahead of zone. How to get to Champions League in arena and mobile? I don't know. You know, maybe just camp it in bushes is the best way. What is the most effective playstyle? Well, the most consistent playstyle is the placement playstyle. The most effective playstyle has to be, you know, a playstyle that incorporates playing for endgame and also getting mid-game kills. Because mid-game kills are some of the hardest kills. I do have a lot of mats and a grappler. It's looking good for this game. I've gotten a second, a fourth, and I think a 6 on ProGuides. We haven't won yet. Is this the game, boys? Type 1 in the chat if you guys think I'm winning. 2 in the chat if you guys think I'm choking. What are we thinking, boys? I gotta say, I'm pretty confident. I'm gonna have to say a 1 for myself. Ooh, I don't know how I missed that. So I'm gonna be refarming on this area. Hopefully this endgame's a little bit stacked. It is only 25 alive. So hopefully it gets a little bit better so I can sort of explain, you know, what the lesson was today when it came to how to rotate endgame and how to sort of choose like a good layer. That's a sad shot to miss, it is. But I'll make up for it. See, this guy's doing a good play here too. Like this guy's doing exactly what I did. You know, going to a spot and then refarming his mats. You know, beautiful play. So only push kids if you have an advantage? Yeah, you shouldn't push a kid just because you think they're bad, because they might not be bad and you don't know what they have. Like let's say I have a golden pump, good mats, and an AR early game. Like I would maybe want to go for that early game. All right, so I'm sort of getting focused right now. So when you get focused, don't try to hold your walls. You gotta sort of expand out. I'm gonna grapple onto this guy. So if this guy, if I get focused, so does this guy. So I'm also going to pressure this guy right below me. I'm going to take his roof as he's trying to play in the cone. Just so this guy doesn't really, you know, want to bully me or whatnot. Ooh, no. Get shot again. I'm sniping this guy 100% here. This guy might try to edit me down. If he edits me down, I'm not going to be in a bad position, so I won't mind it. So I think the biggest thing, so when I was sort of getting sprayed there by 2 people, I didn't just hold. I made sure to expand out and make like a tunnel of metal. What region? These are any east right now, Fabian. We're gonna see what region we're gonna get afterwards. Controller tips. So I've never played on controller when it comes to Fortnite, so I can't give the greatest amount of tips. But I gotta say, making sure that no. Ooh, I almost scared that guy out of the sky. My tracking was the greatest. Happy birthday, thank you. There we go. Okay, American Sniper. Is my ping consistent? My ping is consistent because I have an Ethernet. If you guys don't have an Ethernet cord set up, you know, I definitely recommend getting that situated with you and your family, as it will make your ping better and help you improve as a player. Alright, so we have 3 pads, grappler. So I'm going to be using a lot of mats to get myself in a good position here. So I sort of set myself up on an edge zone here in a position where I can sort of go for holds, because I'm most likely going to be able to get a impact frag just because of how I sort of situate myself. Would I be down to play sometime? Yeah, I play with players, with people on my stream every single day. I host customs on my own stream. If you guys do want to follow me on Twitch, it's just my username right now, RichHomieQuinn. Oh, my snipes are just off. This is my first game of the day. I didn't even warm up before, other than just checking out what I was going to be discussing. Alrighty. But we're going to win this game. 60 FPS tips? Yeah, you just got to play it slow. You can't really, you know, be as consistent on low FPS. I need an impact not for the mats, but for the HP. So this is something that we were talking about earlier, was an impact frag is something that you get based off of something that you need. So I sort of want a 50 HP impact frag, so I won't be as easily broken by an AR shot. Alright, so let's see. Try to hold that guy. Oh my goodness. Almost took off his head. So I also see that this guy's a heavy sniper, so I shouldn't be over peeking on this guy. So I know that he used his heavy sniper right there, so I'm just going to pressure him with the AR. Because this guy will also get pressured by the lobby. And, you know, I don't mind over peeking right now, since I know this guy isn't going to have a sniper reloaded. So I'm just continuing the pressure, not allowing this guy to heal, especially since I have skies. I'm going to be able to bleed some bullets, hopefully. 37 white. See, he's trying to do that tarp. Oh my goodness. I overextended there. GG's. Wow. I just got smacked by 2 different dudes. GG's. Who is this? Oh my goodness. I shouldn't have done that. I should have been aware of the second dude. How do I practice effectively? Practicing effectively is usually based on not playing pubs and sort of addressing what you need to get better with, right? Damn, this zone is really crazy. I got smacked around, I'm not gonna lie. Wall replace tips? Yeah, so when you replace a wall, try to like shotgun the wall and then pickaxe it once. So when a wall is freshly built, trying to weaken it just so it's one pickaxe shot away is probably the plan. This guy has the Brutus minigun. Was this the guy that was spraying at me earlier? Pop a mini. Ah, GG's. Alright, so we can hop into another game, or we can wait for that game to be over. Don't know what you guys want to do. We'll probably wait for that game to be over so we don't punish the people who win. So if you guys do have any questions, feel free to ask me right now. We're just going to wait 2 to 3 minutes, then we're going to hop into another queue. We could probably start up the code right now, too, and just aim for 200 players, right? What is my warm-up map? So how I warm up, I Kovacs, I hop into a playground and creative someone, right? And then I go to box fights. So I think that order is really good. So I practice my aim, and then I practice my builds and my mechanics in creative, and then I practice my box fighting. You know, I think that order is good because you sort of get your mechanics up a lot in creative, and then you implement real, like, gameplays and styles into box fighting. Hey, much love, Rain. EU play, please. We'll see. Alright, we're going to get the next code up right here. Hey, much love, Abe. Tips for aim. Lower sensitivity, the better. You know, making sure that you have more of a grip sometimes is good too. Quinn is washed. Hey, I did get 18th in solos yesterday. You know, if that's washed, hey, I'll be proudly be washed. Any tips on tracking aim? Just sort of thinking preemptively, you know, expecting where the opponent's going to be going. What's my sense? So my sense is 8%, 800 DPI. What's your opinion on Derek versus X? I don't really keep too much like eyes when it comes to that situation, so I don't really have a side. Yeah, I think they're both good players, both good content creators too. Alrighty, so we're gonna keep on NA East. Let me actually just see in the chat. Are we looking NA West, NA East, OCE, EU? Let's go see. Well, I'm just gonna do majority roles, so you know, make sure to interact in the chat. Let's see what we got here. We got some West, NA East, NA East, NA East. Okay, try Brazil. Oh, we got some Brazilians. Let's get it. Thome is one of my good friends. If you guys do know Thome, he's in Brazil and is doing work. Middle East, okay. I think my ping would be a little bit too high for Middle East. I'm at NA West right here. All right, I think we're gonna keep it on East. I'm sorry, guys. You know, I'm playing on 80 ping right now, so you know, if I play on it, you know, I'm sure you guys can too. Alaska, Tanti, okay, interesting. If you guys are also enjoying the stream, make sure to click the like button. Means a lot. It sort of shows if you guys sort of like the content. If you don't like it, feel free to dislike. I just want to see your guys' opinion. If you guys also have any future topics, what future topics you guys want. So the code, someone actually ended up guessing already. So the code is going to be Quinn2, QUINN2. This is on NE East. And do I know Keith Allen? I know about him. I haven't talked to Keith one-on-one, but Keith is a great guy. He does amazing content. Yeah, if you guys do want to help people out, put in the code in the chat, just because I can't spam it because I don't have roles yet. I do customs every single day, Blizzard, yes. What are some keyboard and mouse tips? Keyboard and mouse tips, I would say, you know, probably box fights, man. If you can focus box fights as a keyboard and mouse player, you'll become really, really good in game. W key tips. So W keying is usually dependent on having really good mechanics or having really good ping. Wrong code. The code is working for 100 other people, so I think it's working, right? What do you think about tack versus pump? So personally, I like the same color tack over a pump from gray, green, blue, and then from purple and gold, I like the pump better. The code is Quinn2. NA East, boys. What is my best aiming tips? Lower sensitivity. I think we can get 2 lobbies. How's my day going? It's going great. How's your day going, Sniper Elite? Would you take the heavy or RPG? RPG endgame, heavy early game. And it also depends on how many RPGs I have. If I have like, let's say like 7 RPGs, I'll probably pick it up. Versus if I only have 3 RPGs, I would not pick it up. Retake tips. Best way to retake has to be probably like side jumping and making sure that you throw off your opponent and not being predictable. Scar or Og? I'm a Scar person. Do you guys think that we can get 200? How to get less nervous in tournaments? Just prepare yourself. If you're prepared, we can get it. All right, so the code is Quinn2, NA East. Help people out in the chat, boys. If you guys don't mind, just put in the code so we can try to fill up 2 lobbies here. Quinn2, NA East. 2 N's, exactly. QUINN2, NA East. Make sure that there is no capitalization on any of the letters. Three big pots or RPG? It depends on how many shields you have. Let's say you have no minis, then I'll take the 3 big pots. Let's say you have 6 minis, I'll take the RPG. Hopefully that helps you out adapt. Tips on improving on gaining height. 3 big pots or 1 med kit? 3 big pots. How to improve game sense? VOD reviewing yourself and other players. So if you do want to get better, the best way to get better is by looking at better players and implementing what they do good into your own playstyle. What game mode? These are solo, arena, NA East customs, guys. Chat later. You should drop your at. Yeah, I got you, brother. Tips on stream sniping. So the best way to stream snipe, I would have to say number 1 is don't do it. Hopefully that helps you out, brother. Augur Scar. I like the Scar, personally. But, I mean, it's situational. If you have attack, you know, an Aug's pretty good, too. Attacker pump. I like a pump. Heavy sniper or SMG. I'm not a controller player, so I do not like SMGs. I don't really hold SMGs. Grappler or drum gun? Grappler if you're trying to win the game. I do have a YouTube channel. My YouTube is RichHomieQuinn. Tips for regular PS4. Just watch other great PS4 players and get it. The code is Quinn2. NA East, Solo Arena, no rules. All right, the only rule is to play for Endgame and don't stream snipe. That is 2 rules, but hey. Favorite skin? I'm not a huge skin guy. I just wear it. Where would it wear? All right, we're at 188, boys. We're gonna be starting up the queue, in like 45 seconds. Which pro do you think is the best of VOD review? Benji. Benji is currently at the top. I think Benji is the best player. Who do you guys think is the best player in the world right now? What's the code? Quinn2. QUINN2. I'm gonna be starting, boys. You think? Oh, that's what I like to hear, guys. You tell me who's the best in the world. It's me. I'm the best in the world. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Savage is insane. Mr. Savage is underrated. Mongrel is really good too. Unknown, Sway, Booga, Wolfies, all great players. You guys see Sway's pop off? All right, let's get it. Alrighty, going into the game. Razor X. Piece control tips, dude. Piece control is this sort of predicting where the player is going to be going towards, right? If this guy has gone right 3 times, the 4th time he's probably going to go right again. So maybe trying to get a wall or a cone and roof above him is the play. Flawless, he dropped 30 in FNCS. How did he do? How did Flawless do this weekend? Do we know? RichHomieQuinn is a G. Yeah, I'm certified. Who's better, Space Sway or Scoped? They're both really good players, but Scoped is definitely a better competitive player. Probably in PG, Sway probably hasn't beat though, right? I haven't seen Scoped PG too much, but I'm pretty sure Scoped isn't terrible. But tips on counter W King? Just fighting back, making sure that you don't, put yourself like in a beta position. Sort of alphaing up on your opponent is really good. 3 bigs or 6 minis? I like 6 minis. Just because Endgame, it usually takes longer to pop stuff. So, Flea's a great PS4 player. He makes great videos. Is 24 high sensitivity? Is it? I don't know controller sensitivities too much. Ninja or Tifu? I love them both. Tifu actually hosted me 2 weeks ago. Same with Booga on Twitch. So shout out to both of them. Changed my life. Benji or Mongrel? I think Benji overall is a better player, but Mongrel is insanely good mechanically. How to get better mechanics is creative. Box fight. Alright, so right now you guys would be like, oh, why is there a black screen? I'm hiding my drop right now. I don't want anyone to stream snipe. So we are gonna be live, boys. Let's get it. We landed agency, I promise. Come on, give me some shield, and this is a wonderful off-spawn loot. I want to come into this bush and go for a beam right here. Let's go. You see how I sort of positioned myself, and you know, this guy had better loot than me when it came to shields and stuff like that, but I sort of just outplayed him by putting myself in a position where he couldn't even see me, and I would have at least a beam on him. .5 sensitivity, 400 DPI. Yeah, that is pretty high sense. Zone Wars tips, just rotating early. Is Playboy.Hundo on Insta? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. LS. Hey, TCT_shooter back to back 50 pots. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for hooking up the Rich Homie. Treating me well. I love a good friendly stream sniper. Box fight tips. Yeah, just abusing right hand side peek. Making sure that, you know, go for that. Right hand side peek is the most important thing to do in the game. You need a lot of work? Hey, you know, good thing that you start sooner than later, right? You went to DreamHack? Yes, I did compete at DreamHack. I qualified to semifinals. I didn't do too well in semifinals, but I did compete at DreamHack. I've competed at WSOE, which was a LAN event that had a bunch of famous people. I also competed at TwitchCon, Twitch Rivals, Trios, where I got 20K, which is pretty good. I'm on East servers. I'm an NA West player. My YouTube channel is RichHomieQuinn. All together, just like my in-game name. How to pass 4K points? It's playing in bushes, man. Getting to champs isn't difficult. It's just tedious. This is what I always say, you know. It's really difficult to just have the patience to not want to W key people or get W keyed by someone that's not patient, right? Heim Knights run also amazing way to get good arena points. What time are my customs? So the ones that I host on ProGuides are always 30 minutes after the lesson. Right now on ProGuides, I'm streaming on Mondays and Fridays. Hopefully it's going to be Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we're going to just get non-stop content for you guys. It's going to be at 12 p.m. PST every single week. Hopefully you guys will be hyped for me as hyped as you guys for Keith. You know, that's sort of what I'm aiming for. Maybe one day. Well, maybe one day. But I appreciate you guys always coming in here saying nothing but love. Shout out to ProGuides for having such a wonderful community already built. You guys are all nice. So I appreciate all you guys being here. Which material is the best? It's probably metal. Cone on him. Replays. Right inside peek. Okay, okay. Don't allow him to heal. Let's go. Yeah, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Yes, sir. No, you want to. Don't stream snipe, boys. Don't stream snipe. Trulex and Queasy? Yeah, I've heard of them. Both insane players. Oh yeah, much love. That's hilarious, man. You want me to move my face cam? You're hilarious, brother. You guys are amazing. I love streaming on ProGuides. You guys are wonderful people, man. Alright. I'll just sell a fishing hole right here. With this grapple guy doesn't want me. You know Physics FC? Yes, I know him. Not you know, he doesn't know me, probably. I don't know. You never know. How to fight several people at once. You should always be the one partying, not the one getting third partied, right? So making sure that you don't get in that position where you have to fight several people. Instead, you are going to be fighting, you know, whoever is the weakest out of the, like, let's say it's a 1v1v1, you should be the one third partying that instead of engaging. What time are my Twitch customs? I usually stream my Twitch customs at 3 p.m. PST. See some extra loot right here. I'm hoping for a better shotgun. Also got some mats here, so can't complain. Why should I play arena? You know, it's up to you. If you want to get better at the game, that is something that will improve you. You will be able to play in tournaments if you get higher levels of arena. Wood or brick? Definitely brick. Wood is something that you should only be using during rotates. Brick and metal is when you should sort of be basing up. And you're a big fan of my content? Hey, much love, Rain. I appreciate the kind words. Some kid W keyed you? Yeah, this is how it is. And some people, there's nothing on the line, so sometimes they just don't take it as serious in W key. Non-skilled match making makes you feel better. Let's get it, Strike. Alright, Strike. You're cool. Much love, Jeremy. You really like my commentary? Much love. Reload Scar, good comms. I think that fight is over. I'm gonna play for the win this time. Just sort of disengaging, playing dead side zone. Dead side is gonna be this north side because there's no POIs rotating in. Versus, you know, Slurpee, Holly, Rig, they would all be rotating towards Weeping. So the more I get away from that area, the better it is for me. Because that's the less amount of engagements I'm gonna force myself into. Tack or pump? It depends on your AR, but I like the tack overall, just because I feel like. See that guy? Look at that guy looking at me. We get it, man. We get it. Can I add you, please? I don't add anyone as a friend, but I do play with you guys in customs. Do I pick up the grappler for one Surtfish? It might be the play. I think it is. In an actual competitive game, I would. I just don't know if I want the Surtfish and these games, just because I feel like I'm gonna need to pop up some heals because I'm gonna be getting W keyed. What's up with 60 points? So if you guys do wonder why I am so low on points, it's not because I'm a bad player. I promise. It's because this is my alt account where I host customs. I don't have custom matchmaking on my main account, so I have to play on my alt account. Should we take Fortnite seriously? So Fortnite has announced that there is going to be a World Cup 2021. So starting your grind today will pay off if, you know, that's something that you are down to dedicate your time towards. So making sure that you do take it seriously right now is the best thing to do for you. Gray tack or blue pump? Blue pump. Same color, I take the tack over. But if there is an upgrade, let's say it's like a green tack versus blue pump, I'll take the blue pump most of the time. Do I use brick and endgame? Yeah, brick endgame is pretty good. You hopping on Twitch today? Yes, I will be hopping on Twitch. I stream every single day. Grind does not suck. There is Pearls teaming. Unfortunate. Hate to see it. See, like right here, I'm going to be picking up the green tack. So I could set up on here. I could just center up a little bit more. Looks like there's a dude trailing me. So I'm just going to aim for this red barn area. So usually where you want to set up, you sort of want to have a place where you have an advantage when it comes to one high ground or two center zone where you can sort of like refarm. And that's sort of what I'm getting right here. I just don't want this guy to have a heavy sniper. So do you guys like customs, or would you guys in the future, maybe instead of customs, you guys would want some zone wars or something like that? Oh, look it. I can predict drops too, apparently. My marker is right on it. No customs? Either? Okay. Like zone wars? Yeah, shall I use controller or pump? Or you're on controller, should use pump or tack. I don't know. What do you guys think is better? guy's a good player. Sniped. Intense fights, indeed. If I was on lower ping, I think I would be able to finish that fight faster, but just my ping isn't the greatest right now. Just kept the fight going on a little bit too much long. Got him there. Just gonna pop another mini. Got an extra one here. Does this guy have mats? I don't think he does. I don't know why I was tunnel vigilant a little bit too much right there. I think I'm just gonna chill my old base. Ooh, okay. Can you become pro on GeForce now? I have no clue. I have not tried it out. Legacy or exponential? There is no legacy. It's isn't it linear and exponential? I don't know. Who's controller? What do you guys like more? Linear or a cheeky dink? Indeed. Linear or exponential? What do you guys like? I think exponential is good. I think it's underrated. I don't know though. Rich homie, I'm in a bush and I see two teamers. Uh oh. Hopefully I don't run into them. Oh, you guys are linear. I see ya. Oh my goodness. This guy a controller? That guy just beamed me. I mean, it's all preference, right? You know, there's disadvantages and advantages. Can we get some 200 IQ in the chat, boys? Ooh, maybe not. This guy's really trying to push me. So I'm gonna get a nice third party right here. So you can harpoon from 34 meters. That is the range. So I'm trying to get a harpoon RPG through. It's sort of like a heavy sniper RPG. Which might be possible, but I don't see anyone that would. Was gonna be 200 IQ, one down to 0 IQ real quick. What box fight maps do I use? I use Click's box fighting map. I have no AR. It's gonna be a rough game to do, but this is a little bit more of a stacker, right? Can anyone win without building? No, I think that's a key mechanic in the game that sort of you need to do. I don't have enough mats, so I think I might just pad here. Try to preemptively. Let's see what I could do here. It wasn't even there. I padded, so I'm gonna pad right after him because people are gonna be focused on him in the air versus me. Just because he's in front. You see how that guy's shooting at that guy? My mats are really, really bad. So I've sort of set myself up in a position where I can refarm. Maybe even scavenge some more loot. This game is a stacker. You guys weren't playing with this one. Like this could be like a cash cup game. Good practice. Good stuff, guys. You got champs league today? Good stuff, Hybrids. Thank you for answering all your questions. I got you, man. That's what I'm here for. Help you guys out. Minis, minis, minis. Oh my goodness, it gave me nothing. There we go. Alright, so now I need an impact frag. I got some air though. I was lacking that. So I'm gonna look for holds. Looks like people are fighting in the farms. If I white, gimme, gimme, gimme. Don't get heavy sniped. Ah, let's go. I'm sorry, sniper. Wait, why is this guy teaming? Okay. That. Ghostly, thank you, brother. GG's, man. GG's. That was the impact that I needed. Type F in the chat to pay respect for the homie Ghostly, man. That was the impact frag that I needed, boys. Press F in the chat, man. Like the minigun, I do. The minigun is nice. There you go. Shout out to the homie. Much love, much love. Alright, so I got some mats here. Actually, I don't think I have too much extra since this guy was like maxed out. Alright, so what do you guys think? So I got the minigun or RPG. 5 rockets. That's a difficult choice, right? I think I'm gonna do minigun. Drop AR, but I don't have attack. Both. I think I'm gonna play it safe because I can get so many kills with the minigun. So I'm gonna be rotating with wood here. So I'm sort of blocking off my back. Some guy could be in this here too. Get ready for it. Okay, so notice how I rotate mostly with wood and then I switch over to hard mats. Shout out to the homie for real. And then I box up with brick right here. I'm gonna be ramping my opponent. So, no, man, like, I'm getting server focused. This guy's RPGing me. Why? Alright, we made out a sticky situation on high ping. I don't know how none of my bullets. Ooh, look at this, guys. Alright, we're alive though. Okay. Sorry for super focusing. I'm just trying to survive, okay? That was not the play, homie. That was not the play. The homie gave up. There we go. I scared him. Let's have that intimidation. Okay, I'm gonna be going for a pad. I'm gonna be diving instantly, playing this left side. So you see this dip right here? So I'm gonna sort of allow that to put me in a lower layer. So I'm also gonna get my own layer. So now this is what I could sort of talk about when it came to what we did when we watched Benji. So I'm gonna be doing my early rotate, steer rotate. I'm gonna be pressuring anyone that's on my layer. I see this guy popping a mini, so I know he's gonna be low. Right? I'm gonna use wood to sort of catch up to this rotation. Again, these were sort of the stair types that Benji was using too. I'm getting up a layer here because I don't want to be low ground. And we're almost in these old builds, which I'm gonna recycle. I hear an RPG near me, so I gotta be careful of that guy using the RPG on me. Some of these builds are not mine, so I gotta be careful. Alright, so now that I'm in zone right here, I'm gonna sort of be trying to pressure off anyone who's near me. RPG coming out. Far zone rotate, so I'm gonna be playing dead side. Ooh. So this is left side, switching over to wood right here. This guy's gonna be sort of cycling towards me. Hopefully he gets beamed. I'm gonna be going for Early rotate. I'm super low on mats. I have to go for an impact here soon. There's my impact. Can't get that loot. That's the only thing. His floppers on his body might be worth. Only one flop. Gotta put our, on our Nikes. Nikes on. Minigun out. Getting ourselves into zone here. RPG above us too. Playing this max low just because I have 0 mats. That's really all I can do. Okay, we're in zone here. No mats left though. Gonna be playing floppers right here. Come on, zone pull. 4 people remaining. I have my minigun out. Ooh. I think we're dead here, boys. No. Ran out of mats. GG's though. GG's. We should have died way sooner. What could I have done better there? I think probably maybe having a harpoon. If I kept my harpoon, I could have gotten some more loot. That is GG's. The zone was really far though. GG's. Who won? ML Lugia 1123. That was a good game. That was a good game. I appreciate you guys all being here today. Again, just to recap the lesson, we did talk about sort of how to position yourself in endgame. Sort of was able to do that. Show you a little of the tarps. Like again, I was playing hard right side just so I could not build a wall on my right hand side and just do floor stair. Super basic stuff like that. If you implement it into your gameplay, you become a better player. But I appreciate you guys all being here. If you guys have any questions, make sure to send me a DM on Twitter. My YouTube is RichHomieQuinn. Twitch is RichHomieQuinn. I appreciate you guys all being here. I had a great stream. I love you guys. I just want to say peace out. I'm going to be streaming on Friday, 100%, 12 p.m. PST. If you guys have any recommendations on what I should do, what the lesson should be, if you guys do need help with stuff, make sure to ask that. I will see you guys later. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Keep grinding, boys. See you guys then. Peace out.